Right, so starting to make changes and make some moves, which is a good time in the autumn. So I've already started to chop the leaves off the these two big Musabasju here. Plenty of pups. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to chop these heavy mulch plastic bag over the top with a rock on top. They're getting taken out, and I'm going to plant them along the sides here in and around. I've chopped the two Paulownia to about 5 feet. Anyway, I'm going to transplant these. I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to wait for another month so that the tree itself is dormant. It was starting to drop leaves anyway. So I want to open up, as I said before, I'm going to open up this whole area here. And while I was thinking about this, there's going to be spaces now, and putting in small palms. I started to think about the field in general. So all in here in this space is going to be in full sun, and I've decided to plant it up in between the different other plants with palms. And I'm going to put in some beautiful new palms, and it's going to be an experiment because not many people plant up these palms. I'm going to be bringing in sabals and some very new exciting tropical looking trachycarpus. Some of them will be small, so they're probably going to be potted up for a season or two and put in here, like I did with the Novananas and stuff, which are flying. So instead of planting in a more jungle, very shaded aspect like the Trachycarpus fortunei, putting down these two sabals here has basically planted the seed of putting them all into a open sun aspect, which they're going to need in Ireland, because Ireland won't generate the sun or the heat that they're used to, although the winters will be by and large perfect. Sabals are super hardy, and our winters don't get as cold as they would in North America, or in the southern states of America and Mexico, North Mexico. So that's the plan there. These two Paulownia I'm going to actually put in over here. There's plenty of scope in here along the hedge line. But I did do a change today to see if you can notice anything. So one of the latest changes was that Vivax yellow timber bamboo, and I've put in a bamboo here, and that's a blue culm variety. Right, so some of those new palms that are coming in, I'm actually going to put one here, because it grows a very narrow straight, and they don't get too tall, and I think it will look better here instead of a huge clump of bamboo. So I did have bamboo in here, I've taken that out. I might take this out. I do have a Scheffler down here. Sorry, Tetrapanax. So I do have a Tetrapanax down here, which I might leave. This one might come out. I might leave it here. We'll see. I haven't made up my mind yet. I do have a lot of bamboo planted around the hedge lines. And basically what I want to create is a hedge line of different coloured bamboo that will just create a nice space where it's the wind, it's going to block the wind. It's still a very open aspect to the sun, and I can always trim branches off the natives here if I need to bring in more sun. Anyway, we'll get down and have a look at this bamboo that was planted there. That bamboo was only planted this spring, so we'll have a look at that now. So basically 3 bags of the composted farmyard manure has gone in. One underneath the root ball, one are packed in around the sides, and then one as a mulch on top. And the soil is absolutely saturated. A lot of the blue varieties I have found now, they are pretty much similar to each other in colour, but I think it's going to be a beautiful contrast with the yellows. So this one here is Borinda, Papyrifera, Stapleton 1046. And it won't be an invasive bamboo. I think both of these bamboos will spread out, but they're not going to be invasive, and I think they will look lovely with the huge big paoloni leaves behind it. And to the back of them we have Trachycarpus fortunei, and there's more behind those, Trachycarpus fortunei, and they're staggered differently, so there should be a nice blend over the years when they develop. One's not, well, maybe this clump here is hiding this one a bit, but there is another Trachycarpus fortunei here. Another plant that I've put in here, I had it in the pot, and it's this one here, and that's the Gunnera manicata, and it hasn't showed any signs of dieback, or still very healthy looking. Haven't covered it up. This November the weather has been absolutely fantastic here, where I am anyway. The temperatures are slightly warmer, lots of rainfall, some heavy showers, some light showers, but it's basically been fantastic to transplant the plants, and I've no doubt that these are going to bounce back. No problem. I don't think there'll be any problems over the winter. So I do have 2 Gunnera up here. There's one over here amongst the Vivax Huangwing Zoo, or just in behind it. I'm going to leave that there, but I also have one here, and these are in their first season, and they're doing exactly what I thought they would do. Look super healthy, but I'm not going to move this. I'm going to wait till next spring, because all its leaves are gone. It's still putting energy into these leaves, and yeah, that's going to go into right in the corner here behind the Miscanthus giganteus. So hopefully we're going to just have a huge abundance of leaves, different shapes and size and colours. The canes or the culms off the bamboos, I think it's going to look really good. Right, so just outside the tunnel, all the potted young trees, eucalyptus trees, trachycarpus palms, basically been picking up all the leaves from the deciduous trees and packing the top of the pots, help with insulation, and they're going to be left out. If I get the forecast for really cold weather, I can move them really quickly back into the tunnel I have space in the tunnel. Here's two of the sabals. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half a dozen small spears on the sable miner. Oh, Louisiana. Brisoriensis. So a lot of these palms, like all palms, they're going to be developing roots for 3 to 5 years underground. You're not really going to see any serious growth. They've got to develop root systems in the soil. They always do better in the soil than they do in pots. But I think these trachycarpus are not strong enough yet to go into the, or big enough yet to go into the ground, because I have the dogs here charging around as well. So this is the sable miner, a dwarf sable, and that'll be staying there because I want to grow the low growing palms here. This is a sable palmetto. Now in its native habitat it can grow into a huge big tall palm, which I don't want. So I kind of jumped the gun a bit by putting this in here. So this palm will come out during the springtime. Apparently the palmettos or sables, they don't like being disturbed too much. So I will be digging a very careful broad area around here to try not to disturb anything and to get right deep underneath it. But it's only gone in the ground a couple of months, so it should transplant. But I will be giving it a lot of caution here by giving it plenty of space to dig it out. And if you're moving anything like I just did with the bamboos or any plants, have the whole compost, everything ready. Have your water hose ready to give it a good saturation. So that sable palmetto will probably go along here. So it'll be in full sun, and I can allow just to, you know, hopefully over the decades, years and years, it'll reach its full height. Still have to clean up the fire. So when these new palms come in, I will be doing kind of a plant buy video, which I always do. Nothing like receiving new plants. So there's going to be a lot of focus on sables getting planted into the full sun, and some very nice trachycarpus species will be coming in as well, and they'll be planted along the edge line as well.